Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. I want to thank Bank Hometown, our sponsor, for help make the show happen. And in our last segment, Rob Morton, the president and CEO of Bank Hometown, for being with us. So I'm pleased to have with us in this segment Tricia Laursen, who's the president and executive director of DetecTogether. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, when we look at the Central Mass region, healthcare is our biggest employer, anchored by our hospitals. But a lot of that healthcare industry that employs so many is also around treatment, what the hospitals do, but also research, development of therapies, of life sciences and biotech. And a growing area of focus in both those spaces is treatment of individuals who have various forms of cancer. We have our scientists in UMass Chan Medical School and others looking at cures and therapies to battle different types of cancer. But your organization is all about detecting it, preventing it. And maybe we could start, Tricia, by giving a little history of your organization, DetecTogether.
Yeah, what we do, we fill a unique space. So we fill the space that brings people to the doctors and the physicians and all the researchers doing this great work. We teach people how to detect cancer early, which is really about teaching you how to be a patient. So you have to know when to access care and what to do, what your job is as a patient. So we were founded by, a lot of people know Jim and Nancy Coughlin in the community, when they learned about the impact of delayed diagnosis on cancer survival rates. And it's devastating. Your chance of surviving cancer when detected early is far greater than when it's detected late.
And really cancer of any form, correct?
Of any form, exactly, yeah. So what they did is they looked for an organization that was doing something to help, and there wasn't one. So once they understood the impact, they decided we can't push this problem under the rug. We need to do something about it. And so they founded our nonprofit organization.
When Jim and Nancy put their mind to something, they
did it.
They know how to move the needle.
They do, and they did it for all the right reasons. It wasn't something impacting them personally, but they saw it in the community, they saw it in friends, so they took action.
And so they started this organization, and I think you shared with it that anyone out there has a 40% chance or risk of cancer.
Right.
And most people who develop it don't necessarily have a family history.
Right.
And there's kind of certain recommendations that you're out trying to empower people with in terms of being a good patient, in terms of things that they should be doing.
Yeah, and it's a little bit counterintuitive because what we've done is we've taken a look at all the cancer symptoms for all the types of cancer, and it's an exhaustive list of symptoms that you could experience, right? So what we did is we defined it as one symptom. We call it the most common cancer symptom. And what that is a subtle health change that persists. So say, for instance, you usually normally have a high energy level, and you feel, like when the cold or the flu's coming on, that kind of like, whoa. Well, if that persists, say 2 weeks later, you're not feeling back to the way you normally feel, that's the time to seek care. And a lot of people will say at that point, I don't want to bother the doctor with this. And the doctors say, that's when I want to see my patient. So there's a misunderstanding between patients and doctors about when they need to seek care.
And so really it's taking advantage in many cases what people have access to through their health insurance.
Exactly. We're so lucky to live where we do. We have great health insurance. We have great medical care available to people. It's about when do we access it.
And then you have the other thing, there are 4 different types of the Center for Disease Control recommends certain types of screenings.
That's right. So we all know you should get screenings for, breast cancer, colon cancer, cervical cancer, lung cancer, depending on your smoking history. And then many primary care physicians will also suggest that you do a PSA test for prostate cancer. Not perfect test, but it gives you a baseline of your normal, and a skin check, right? But there's over 100 types of cancer. How do you detect the other ones early? And it's your awareness and your action that helps you do that.
And that's, like you said, when you're feeling a change.
A change. You have to really, we have a program, we call it 3 Steps Detect. The first step is you really have to know what's normal for you. We say, know you're great. What's your great health? And once you know it well enough so that, if you have a minor injury, or you might say it's that, or I'm getting old, or, you don't do the human nature things and excuse things away. You just really know what your great health is so you can recognize change. If you see change, give it 2 weeks. If it's, say, a virus, after 2 weeks, it's run its course. Right? And then when you get to the doctor, your job's not done yet. In fact, you still have a really important job to do. We say, think of your doctor as a detective, and you have to provide the clues. So I think most people know if you get to a crime scene, there's a lot of clues. You solve the case pretty quickly. And if there aren't a lot of clues...
At least on TV, right?
On TV,
Yeah.
that's right. And if there aren't, it takes longer. So it's the same with diagnosis. So you have to help your physician help you.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so those are the 3 steps to detect that
Right,
you talked
exactly,
about.
yeah.
And so, we talked about how the organization started and who did it. I mean, how do you go out and engage with the broader community to talk about, to educate them about this and really encourage them to take advantage of this
So we do
process
it,
or advocate for themselves?
Yeah. We first of all, when we're teaching this, we embed this all in storytelling. So it's not us lecturing on what to do, but we're taking the experiences of cancer survivors and sharing them and showing how 3 steps detect applies. And what we do is we teach high school and college students for free. Great age, their cancer risk is less than, say, the rest of us as we get older, but they establish habits for life. And what happens is when you use 3 steps detect, many people have found cancer early.
Yeah.
Many people have also found heart disease early. And high school students have found mono early or been diagnosed sooner, because they understood about the change. So we work with them for free. We also work with other community organizations for free. Firefighters is a great example of that. We do a lot of work with firefighters. A lot of people don't know that, yes, we have a 40% risk. General public in the US has a 40% risk of cancer. Firefighters, that risk is 9% higher. And they get cancer at younger ages.
Right.
So they see cancer all around them all the time. So we do a lot of work with firefighters. And then we have a workplace wellness program where we teach employees of different organizations how to do this. Employers love it because they want healthy employees.
Right.
And the cost to treat cancer detected early is far less than when you have to treat it when it's late.
So like a lot of other areas of healthcare, if you're able to kind of do that early detection, prevention or treatment, the cost, it's a way to kind of flatten the curve, if you will, of healthcare costs.
Exactly. Yep.
And so if there's a group or organization or a business that's out there in the few minutes we have left, how do they get in touch with you? How do they engage? How could people potentially who've been impacted by cancer maybe support direct detect?
Yeah, good. Detect Together.
Detect Together.
No worries.
Yeah. Detect Together.
You had the right meaning.
Yeah.
You can visit our website, so DetecTogether.org, or email us at info@DetecTogether.org.
Yeah. I'll say it again. So
info@DetecTogether.org, and the website is DetecTogether.org.
And so either to engage and maybe involve you with their workplace or to learn more, I'm sure the website's got information.
Lots of resources on the website.
Right.
Yeah.
But also people want to be supportive because,
Exactly.
cancer touches a huge, part, either people directly or through their family members and others. So.
Yeah, and delayed diagnosis has a huge impact on it. And, everything that we do, we're able to do because of community support. So,
Gotcha.
makes a big difference.
Tricia Laursen, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having
When
me.
we come back with us, we have one more segment of Chamber Exchange.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.